Wow. Kind of hard to believe we made it. As I look out at the sea of blue, the faces that are looking back at me, it's really interesting to recollect the memories that we've had over the past year. As I sat down to write this speech, like 10 minutes ago, I tried to think back when I was in high school. And I know it seems like a long time ago to you, but it does seem like yesterday to me. I thought about my own graduation. I thought about the people on the stage. I thought about the classmates that gave the speeches. It wasn't me. I spent my time mostly in sports, and that seemed to be where I excelled. Public speaking was not one of my greatest achievements. So this is not something I had planned for my life. Getting to this point where I was running a school was never really part of the plan in my life plan. But I do think about what the people on the stage at that night, much like this, talked about, my classmates. I remember one of the valedictorians. We had valedictorians and salutatorians when I was graduating. She had the best GPA in the class. Got up and she talked about everybody following their dreams. And what kind of ran through my mind was, in the past 38 to 40 years that I've been thinking about, my dreams have not been that great. I don't know that I would want to follow any of my dreams to get to this point. Most of the times when I have a dream, I wake up in a sweat. I've been thinking about what was that crazy thing that I was running down the street. So, when we take a look at it, I can't advise you to follow your dreams. Don't do that. Right? I recall another piece of wisdom from a salutatorian who was a friend of mine, a male. He talked about doing what you love. Follow your heart and do what you love when you get older and follow into that career. As an 18-year-old, what I was thinking in the audience was that what I loved to do was hang out with my friends, listen to music, and just kind of chill out, right? So I was looking for that kind of job. I spent a lot of time looking for that job. I never really quite found it, but this is the closest thing I found to that job. Maybe when I retire, I'll get that headphones on. I can look like Mr. T. Headphones on, listening to music. Last piece of advice I remember was from my brother. So I grew up in a family of four boys. I was the youngest of four boys. My older three brothers had already gone to college. They were already fairly successful. I had two brothers that were teachers, another brother that was an accountant. And I had a lot of things to look forward to. I happened to graduate at a time when the economy was really bad. My parents, my stepfather was laid off, didn't have any money. My mother said, we'll support you everything that you want to do. If you want to go to college, we just don't have any money. Not a good situation to be in, right? So my brothers pulled me aside and said, go to college. The only way you're going to make it in this world is to get a college education. Okay? So here I'm stuck with this dilemma. No money. College was still expensive like it is today, and I didn't have much option. So I went to work. I happened to grow up in a town in northern Minnesota. It was a mining town. I could walk across the street and work in the mines, which I did, and made quite a bit of money. My money seemed to disappear very fast. I had a nice car, I had a motorcycle, a snowmobile, some nice clothes. After a year, I realized this was no father was a manager of a construction company, and he said, he in fact told me, if you really want to get ahead, you should go into construction. You can make a lot of money in construction. So I said, sure, I'll try that. So I did, and I worked for a year and a half. And you know what? It was probably the most boring job I had ever found. I couldn't listen to music. I couldn't hang out with my friends. And it kind of taught me that working in the mines, working construction, while it paid a pretty good living, and lots of people were raising families on it. It was really not for me. I really couldn't use the part of my life that I really wanted to use, which was my head. So I had enough money in the bank that I decided to go to school. I went back to college. I remember telling my workmates on this job that I was working that this is my last day of work, I'm going to go to college. Everybody laughed. They said, you will never, ever make the kind of money you're making now by going to college and being a teacher. What are you, crazy? And I guess I was crazy. So I did that. And what I found out was that by doing that, I was really embarking on a journey that was me. It was not something that my brothers told me to do, not something that my parents wanted me to do, not something that my classmates told me. It was something that was really inside of me. I really wanted to work with kids. I wanted to do something that was substantial, and I wanted to end up in a place like this, where I can have an impact on your life. And I'm hoping that I'm doing it. Okay? As a high school senior, I thought I knew everything, as you do. Right? That 18 years, we've learned enough. My head is full. Just let me go out there and do something. There are a few things I just want to leave you with that I wish my classmates, and my teachers, and my friends, and my family would have told me when I graduated from high school. Number one, get the names and phone numbers, email addresses of everybody in this room and write them down. Because you're going to need these people at some point in your life. You won't know when that time is, but I guarantee that you will. Life is a collaboration and a cooperation. If you don't use the people that you know, you're going to be stuck. You can't go through life alone. You need to have friends. And when you make friends, you need to keep them. And that means you need to work at it. I still have friends from high school. I still have great friends from college. It takes work to maintain those friendships. I encourage you, the folks that maybe you just met tonight in your graduating class, remember them. That at some point in your life, you're going to think, geez, I'm at the lowest point of my life, or I could really use a job, or I'm really hungry. These friends are going to come in handy sometime. Okay. Second thing, the worst days of your life bring the greatest opportunity for learning. What does that mean? So we've had some trials and tribulations this year. I've had some discussions with some of the students. You've thought and told me that this is one of the worst days of your life. You've got nothing yet. Right? You've lived for 18 years. You've got a long way to go. Those days that try your thought process, that try your problem solving, that try your critical thinking, those are the best days of your life. If you can overcome those difficulties, those bumps in the road, those barriers to you being successful, if you can overcome those things, you can do anything. And I know, you people sitting here in front of me, you can do anything. And in fact, my faith is in you to do that. So as I look back, I wish somebody had told me that, those days that you feel really down because you broke up with your girlfriend, or that you crashed your car, and I've done both of those, or you go through a divorce and it feels like the end of the world. If you can cope and get through those things, the rest of the world is a breeze. So, like I said, it's really about how you deal with those bad times in your life. The good times are going to seem great. Okay? The last piece of advice I want to give you that I wish somebody had given me at my graduation was when someone, a friend, a parent, a teacher, especially your parents, offer some advice to you. Listen. Sometimes, again, you know everything. But people that have a little bit of wisdom, that have lived through a lot of trials and tribulations in their own life, may have something for you that you can use. Maybe not right now. You can certainly ignore it and make a mistake if you want. That's your choice. But at some point, you're going to rely on that piece of advice that people give you. Lots of people are going to talk to you tonight about it. What are you going to do with your life? Where are you going to go to college? What are you going to do after you graduate from college? You still have to go through those things, right? So the advice along the way from your parents, from your friends, from your teachers comes in really handy. Sometimes advice may be just that. But I think you're smart enough to know the difference between advice and somebody who's just blowing smoke. So, as I said, lean on your parents when you can, lean on the folks in this room, because they're really important. And lean on your teachers, especially tonight when they give you a little bit of advice about the future. Had I known that the direction of my life would lead me to this podium tonight, I might have done things a little bit different. I might have been a better person. I might have collected a few more names along the way. But that didn't happen. But I'm here, and I'm really proud to be here in front of you, and I'm proud to know each and every one of you personally this past year. I didn't have the teachers that you had at SPP. I wish I had. I had some good teachers, but these are fantastic teachers. This is a great school. This is a great group of people that have devoted their lives to education. And our hope is that what you bring back to your life in your own country will make this world a better place. That's the basis for this school. We wish there were more schools like this, but there's only one. We hope that you can go back, tell your friends, tell your family that you went to the best school in the world, and tell everybody to come here to SPP and be a Falcon. Remember the small school in St. Paul that celebrates your language, your culture, your differences, and your goals. With your help and your support, SPP will be around for many years, and many hundreds of students will be able to walk across this stage. I'm hoping that lots of students just like you will have the same opportunity that you did. We're working very hard to make that happen. Please tell everybody that you know that, again, we're here, and if we can help, them financially, if we can help them emotionally, we will do that to get them here to experience what you've experienced. We have people in this room that can transform the world, just like they've transformed it with you. Please do what you can to attract students to our program. I hope the very best to you and your family in the coming years. This is a difficult speech for me because I have lots of friends in the audience tonight. This is very difficult to see folks from Italy. Again, I have family in Italy, so it's very close to me that there are people in our school that are from that area. I worked in China for 5 years, and some of the students, this is the last time that I'll have some of my students graduating at SPP. It's a very emotional time for me to see those people graduate. My hope is that you become much better people. You become ambassadors for not just the school, but for yourself, and that you become something substantial in your life, wherever you are. Thank you, and congratulations.